I just want to get something.
Right.
Chad, congratulations on the win. Just kind of talk us through those kind of final closing moments of the fight there and what was going through your mind.
Yeah, I knew once I got him on the ground, I'd have a huge advantage. So when we laid it in side control, I just want to take my time. That's where I worked the whole camp. He ended up giving me the mount, and I felt very secure there. He's very flexible, so he's bringing his legs up high. So I just had to keep a nice high mount and just pick my shots. I knew it would be a matter of time.
It's always great, like coming to check out fights here in Canada. These fans they're a different breed. What's it like for you just to kind of compete and fight in front of them?
It's awesome being the hometown guy out there. They were going crazy for me, you know. So like I've always said from my day one, I definitely want to be the Canadian guy, and I'll fight every single fight I have here in Canada.
I was eavesdropping here. You talked about, I guess you were not hurt in that fight, correct?
No, I wasn't hurt at all. Galore's super fast, man. I don't even know what he hit me with. I'm hearing it was a straight left or a straight right. He didn't hurt me at all. All of a sudden, I just felt I was on my back and I was able to get up like right away. But man, props to him. He's fast.
Is that what you really had to train for? Was like his speed? Because he seems to be just watching it like he's all over the place.
And he's super skilled. Who was a huge asset for this fight was this guy right here, Tom Roberts. He's a world karate sport fighting karate champion. You know, we sparred thousands of rounds getting ready for this fight because Galore's got a very awkward style. And if I hadn't trained with Tom and a bunch of the other karate guys, you know, I would have been in big trouble for this fight.
Is it an awkward style? Is it just karate in the UFC? Is it kind of awkward
exactly.
for you guys?
It's not traditional what most guys train, which is like boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai, right? So he's very dangerous, man. He's one of the best in the world at what he does. So we worked really hard with my coaches Leo, Andrew, and Tom. Kind of headed up the karate part of it, and we systematically were able to break him down tonight.
So noticing that his style was the karate was the main plan, just to try to close the distance and get your hands up and get him on the ground?
Main plan was keep distance from him. First round, you know, I knew that I actually didn't think I'd finish him in the first. I thought I'd finish him later on. You know, I knew I had better conditioning, so what my coaches made the game plan for me was stay away early, which you see I did. Give him space, because if you commit too hard and you make one mistake early, it's lights out, which almost happened, right? He ended up dropping me. And then as the fight went on, then I was start picking up the pressure. But it didn't. I got one takedown and then it was game over.
So besides the one shot that you said that he got you, were there other parts of the fight that maybe surprised you that he did, or maybe something that you're maybe not happy with your performance?
No, he didn't surprise me. He was fast. He was explosive. Exactly what we prepared for. You know, I didn't necessarily think I'd get the takedown that easy. It was on the first shot. But you know, I worked really hard for this fight. I didn't take Galore lightly at all. Even though he's 5-2, he had 2 losses, but they're both DQ. So he was 7-0 with 7 knockouts. So I did a 13-week training camp for this fight, as if this was a world title fight. You know, so it's just nice to go out there, get that first round finish. That's 3 finishes in a row for me now in the UFC. So you know, I'm hoping to get a big fight after this.
What makes sense for you?
You know, I would love to fight a guy like Belal Muhammad or Yancy Medeiros, guys who are kind of like established veterans, guys who I respect, who have been around a long time, who would bring a good fight to me. You know, so really I really don't care, but just somebody who wants to come out there and fight and not just hug me and hold me down forever. You know.
And you kind of mentioned earlier, you said about Canada. I know we had GSP come, he goes, but for you as a Canadian, are you trying to put the Canadian MMA on your shoulders? Are you wanting to step out there and be one of the guys that wants to represent what Canada has to offer?
Absolutely. You know, I was the first Canadian to ever win the Ultimate Fighter. I'm definitely the hometown guy. You know, I take great pride in fighting for my country, and I want to be known as the Canadian guy.
It seems like Canadian MMA has had a major kind of boost this year with the return of GSP, and now that momentum seems to be back, you know, are you hoping guys like yourself and everybody, you know, other Canadian fighters, specifically within the UFC, can kind of latch onto that wave, because GSP is not going to be around forever, and hopefully kind of, you know, take over that spot for Canadian MMA in the future?
You know, that's definitely a guy. I want to be known as the Canadian guy. You know, so it's awesome to have George back right now, but obviously he's not going to stick around forever, and I want to be the next George. You know, he definitely carries himself with class, and he's super humble, super respectful, and I want to follow in his footsteps.